Hello everyone, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this video. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this finds you well. I have this cute little card to show you. It's not a rectangle card, it's a circle card and actually stands up on its little bottom as well. Isn't that cute? See? Stands up straight. Lovely jubbly. So some of the products here I've used are actually retired now, but you can substitute this with anything in your stash. It's a really easy card to make, and I've coloured this in actually using the Stampin' Up markers as opposed to my normal blends. So that was a real difference for me. So let's get started. So now I've cut out 3 circles. 2 of them are thrust from thick basic white cardstock, and I've used the deckled rectangle dies, and I've used the, not deckled rectangle, deckled circle dies I should say. And I've made sure that the ones I chose will fit in a normal standard A6 envelope. And then I've also cut out a piece of designer series paper, and this is the Delightfully Eclectic, and unfortunately this is retired. And I cut this out so it's just a little bit smaller than my circle. And I'm just going to stick this down now. So get my Tombow out and give this a little sticky. And this is a card I actually made with my card club in April, and they loved it. And it's something different to have a circle card instead of our normal rectangle or square cards. Now I need to create a hinge for our card, so I'm going to take my other blank circle and I'm going to score it about 1 centimetre. So remember, on your trimmer, the scoring blade is the light grey blade, and the cutting blade is the dark grey blade, so make sure you don't do the wrong one. So there we go. I'm just making sure I get my cutting blade out the way, and then I'm just going to score, and it's roughly 1 centimetre. It's not really important as long as it's in that ballpark, and it's just to create your hinge for your card. So now I'm just going to fold on that score line with my bone folder and get it working really well. There we go. Bone folder is an invaluable tool I find in the craft room. Wouldn't be without it. I absolutely love having my bone folder. And you can see I'm folding the hinge both ways and giving it a really good burnish, so that is going to really work well. Now I want to put some glue, and I'm only going to put glue on that little hinged bit, so that 1 centimetre roughly scored piece. There we go. And I'm just going to, I suggest putting a strong glue like Tombow or Stampin' Seal Plus. I wouldn't feel that Stampin' Seal itself would be strong enough. You could use score tape as well, tear and tape. And there we are. I'm just going to put one circle on top of the other, line them up. The beauty of Tombow, gives you a little wriggle room to line things up. And then I'm just going to go over it again with my bone folder to really press it in. And then you can see, there we have our circle. Isn't that clever? Really clever. And you can see here, I'm just giving it another press just to make sure it's really sealed good and proper. There we go, and that's the basis of our circular card. And as I said, that will fit in a standard A6 envelope. So isn't that wonderful? Okay, so let's move on to some stamping here. I've got some stamp sets. I'm going to use Fluffiest Friend, and I'm going to use a lovely kitty image. And then from Kidding Around, I'm going to use It's Your Birthday for my sentiment. So I'm going to stamp here my kitty in Memento Tuxedo Black. I think I've used, no, I've actually used StazOn, or here an archival ink, and this is because I'm using my Stampin' Up alcohol pens, Stampin' Up markers, Stampin' Up markers, sorry about that, and they're a water-based marker, so I wanted to use a permanent ink to go with that. And as it is a permanent ink, I want to clean that up straight away, though you can also use your StazOn cleaner to get rid of any ink residue on your stamp. That won't do it any harm whatsoever. Okay, that's just the simple chamois I've used to clean that up. So put that out of the way, and now we're going to stamp our sentiment, and we're going to stamp that in Melon Mambo. So I'm just getting that out, and I chose Melon Mambo because you'll see that's the colour I'm going to use to colour in the little flower that the ginger cat is holding. and I thought it just gave a little bit of a lift to the card to bring in some pink as well. So I wanted it to be bright and fun and happy. Okay, so clean that up as well. I'm a great believer in cleaning up as you go along. If you've been watching any of my videos, you'll know that. I think it saves a lot of problems, lost stamps, and dropping your projects in opening pads and such like if you just close up and tidy up as you go along. So now I think I've got glue on my grid paper, which is why my basic white cardstock is sticking to it. I'm trying to just rub it off and see whether that will work, but I think I'm going to have to change over to the other side. Right, let's start colouring. So as I said, I'm going to use the Stampin' Up markers, and I'm just scribbling them onto a block. This is just a clear acrylic block, and then I'm going to pick up the colour here using the blender pen that we have. And I wanted to do this so I could get a variety of colour in my kitty. And I chose to colour him in Ginger Kitty because we have a ginger cat, a neighbour's cat, that loves to come and sun himself in our garden. And so I was thinking of that little kitty when I coloured this one in. And as you can see, I'm just picking the colour up and colouring, putting more colour down on my block as I need it. And then just picking it up with the blender pen. So there I was just using the marker straight to the paper. When I want a deeper, stronger colour, and when I want it a bit lighter, I'll pick it up with the blender pen. And you can see me doing that as well. You just do a mixture, whatever suits your colouring style. And I know it seems a bit light here in the camera, but on the still shots there you can see it's better. You can see the gingerness of him. Now I've got the double oval punch here, and I've punched out with the top punch some Member cardstock, and I'm going to punch out my sentiment with the bottom punch. Now again, this punch unfortunately is retired, but we've got plenty of dies or punches that you could use to cut out your sentiment. You could also just cut it out using your trimmer. It's really up to you. I love my punches, and I have to say I rarely get rid of any punches. I have a huge selection of them, but I just adore them. They're so great for quick and easy crafting, I think. Now, the kitty was cut out of the matching stamp set with the matching dies, which were the Fluffiest Friends dies. And in the same die set, there are these little balloons. And I cut one out of Melon Mambo and one out of Coastal Cabana, and those you can see there above my sentiment. So now we've got all our elements here for our card, and you can see one's bigger than the other, and I think all those colours really coordinate well together. And I'm just deciding whether I need another balloon, but I don't think so. So I'm just going to take a piece here of linen thread, and I'm going to attach a little string to each of my balloons. So I'm going to just fold this in half. We can always trim it down later. And then I'm going to stick a little bit on the back of each balloon. And I'm just going to use a dimensional here to hold it in place, because I do want it popped up on my card. So let's see. No, I'm actually going to use a little bit of tear and tape first, and then a dimensional. Make sure that thing is not going to move anyway. You need very little tear and tape because the element is so small. You can see here. I'm just going to stick that down. There we go. So that's one little string done. And then I will put the dimensional on the back of that. Okay, so that one's done. So the next one, and a little bit more tear and tape. Just a tiny piece. I love my tear and tape. It's great for things like this. It holds really well. And then just going to hold that linen thread in place, take the backing off, and put a dimensional on it. Now if you're enjoying this video, I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up so YouTube know. And please do subscribe to future videos. It really helps my videos become more visible on YouTube. It helps any content creators' videos become more visible. So it's very helpful if you could do that. Much appreciated. So now I'm going to start to assemble my cards. I took the backing off my Coastal Cabana balloon, and I'm just trying to decide where I want it to go. I love this paper that I'm using here. I know it's retired, but I enjoyed it, so I'm going to use up my stash on what I have. Okay, there are some lovely new papers though in the new annual catalogue, so do check that out. You can find the link to my online shop in the description box below, so have a look at that, and then you'll see that there's a whole load of new beautiful papers. And I know we don't need more papers, or so some people tell me, but you and me know that you can never say no to a pretty paper. Okay, so there we're sticking down our sentiment and just hiding our tails of our balloon behind it. Now we're going to stick down our kitty, and I'm just taking all these dimensional backings off my kitty. I find taking backings off taking dimensional backings off our dimensionals is such a boring job, but it has to be done. Put down our kitty there, and there we have our little card. So now we can embellish this a little bit more if we so wish. So I'm just going to get rid of all these backings from my dimensionals straight in the bin next door to me, in the hope that they won't migrate around the house, because I have found dimensional backings in the strangest of places, I have to say. Have you? If you have, let me know in the comments, where's the strangest place you found a dimensional backing? Okay, so now we're just going to use these shiny adhesive sequins, and I'm using this colour that seems to match my little kitty, and I'm just putting a few here and there scattered over the background of my card. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you want more information about it, the supplies, the measurements, etc., all that stuff, it's all on my blog post, and the links to that and all my social media links are in the description box below. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.